Okay, AB 1127 is, of course, the Glock ban, meaning that the state of California is attempting to ban anything that works similarly to the way a Glock works. They don't actually mention exactly what, they don't mention the word Glock in their ban in AB 1127. What they do is they describe a piece in the inner workings of a Glock that every single Glock has. It has to do with the function and how it fires. It's this cross-shaped piece that they say allows a Glock to be easily converted into a machine gun. So what they're doing with AB 1127 is basically banning it in essence, and saying that, hey, this thing is a future machine gun. And of course, that's already illegal, but that's not stopping them, because that is not the point that they're trying to make. They're trying to end as much gun ownership and use as they possibly can. The bill had some changes, was passed. It hasn't actually been signed by the governor yet, but we're certainly not betting our gun rights on Governor Newsom. We're pretty positive he's going to sign it. It once signed into law by Governor Newsom, it'll actually take effect on July 1st, 2026. Some of the changes that kind of went back and forth while this thing was developing: private party transfers will be allowed. It wasn't at first. It was basically a possession law, as well as a law against dealers. But now you can actually possess a Glock if you already own it, and private party transfers will still be allowed. This is, of course, going to end up just like the safe handgun roster, where it creates kind of a black market, maybe a gray market. When it comes to firearms. They also made sure that cops and their departments are exempt. So not just their department. So it's not just that, like, the Orange County Sheriff's Department or whatever can buy Glocks. But if you are a police officer, you can buy a Glock for your own personal use. So they've created this ability for law enforcement to purchase Glocks and then do a private party transfer or a private sale to somebody who's legally able to possess it. Again, basically creating like this gray market, not quite a black market, but like a gray market, because cops apparently are a little bit more equal than the rest of us. The other thing is that stores, as long as they had the Glock in their inventory starting January 1st, they'll be able to sell it. It's kind of this weird thing that's happening. It doesn't actually take effect until July 1st, but they can sell anything in their inventory up till January 1st. Do I think there's going to be a run on Glocks? I think that for about 6 months, there's going to be some weirdness when it comes to Glock sales. Not sure what to tell you to do. Should you run out and buy a Glock or whatever right now? I don't know. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm just going to give you the information. We can't actually sue until this takes effect, which, of course, will be July 1st. So there is going to be a period of time. It might just be a day. It might be longer than a day, where we'll have to pretty much put up with this. And I think there's going to be some confusion and questions when it comes to gun shops and what they should do with their inventory. And then we may not get an injunction. An injunction is certainly not guaranteed, but this thing is definitely going to go to the governor's desk, and he can sign it. He can veto it. He can do nothing, and that'll, of course, that bill will become a law without his signature if he does absolutely nothing. He has until October 12th to act, or the bill becomes law. Normally has 12 days to respond to past legislation, but has 30 days when the recess is closed. Only a veto is going to prevent Gavin Newsom from, or I should say, only a veto would, from him, if he's trying to prove that he's not anti-gun, is going to prevent this thing, despite whatever he said on Sean Ryan's show. This guy's vehemently anti-gun. He's not only been supportive of some of the worst gun legislation that California's had to offer, but he's been the driving force of some of the worst gun legislation in California. So it's not like he just simply voted for it, but he was the driving force and said, hey, let's do this, and I'm going to put my own dime and my own time behind it. So we're pretty sure he's going to do this. Now, what do you do from here? AB 1127, at this point, the only thing that can be done is that there's going to have to be a lawsuit. So you start funding the organizations that are going to have to sue to do this. I know that we're going to want to be a part of that, but we'll have to see. I'm sure all the majors are going to want to be a part of that for obvious reasons. So unfortunately, AB 1127 has passed, takes effect July 1st, 2026, depending on what the governor does, but the only hope is that he vetoes it, and I just don't see that happening. I really just don't see that happening. But I would gladly be wrong if Gavin Newsom decided to veto this thing to make some kind of political point. I don't really know. So anyway, keep fighting. Fund the organizations that are going to fight back. Get involved, and don't let this discourage you. Let it inspire you.
If you liked that segment, be sure to give us a like, a comment, and go to youtube.com/gunownersradio and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to share us with a friend. Every view counts.